My husband put something in my soup. I saw it happen. His hand hovered over my bowl for just a second, fingers open, something small fell in. He didn't know I was watching. He turned back to his father and kept talking about work like nothing had changed. My heart was pounding so hard I was sure someone could hear it. I stared at the bowl. Chicken noodle. His mother made it every Sunday. Whatever he'd dropped in was already gone, dissolved into the broth like it was never there. "Kara, you feeling okay?" his mother asked. "You look pale." "My name is Kara Whitfield. I'm 29 years old, and my husband just poisoned me." "I'm fine," I said. "Just tired." Around the table sat his entire family, his parents, his sister Dana with her husband, their 2 kids chasing each other around the chairs. A perfect Sunday dinner, except the man sitting across from me had just dropped something into my food, and I had no idea how long he'd been planning this. Daniel ate his own soup without hesitation. He even went back for seconds. "This is incredible, Mom," he said. She beamed at him, then he looked at me. "Not hungry, honey." There was something behind his eyes, something flat and waiting. He wanted me to eat. I picked up my spoon. My hand didn't shake. "Just letting it cool," I said. I stirred slowly. My mind was moving fast. I needed to think. I needed a plan. "I'll be right back," I said. "Bathroom." I stood up. Daniel's jaw tightened barely, just for a second, but I caught it. I walked down the hall, locked the door, and pulled out my phone with hands that had finally started trembling. Then I stopped. I couldn't call the police. Not yet. I had no proof. Just what I saw, just suspicion. I needed to be smarter than this. I looked at myself in the mirror. Think, Daniel had been off for weeks. Late nights at work, a new password on his phone, calls he'd taken the garage with the door shut. I noticed, but I didn't push. I thought maybe he was planning something for our anniversary. Now I knew better. I splashed cold water on my face and walked back out. Everyone was talking about Dana's kids, their school play, soccer practice, normal conversation. My bowl sat exactly where I'd left it. I sat down. Daniel glanced at me, then at the bowl. I picked up my spoon. His mother stood to check on something in the kitchen. Dana turned to help her daughter with a napkin. Daniel looked down at his phone, just for a second. I moved fast. I switched my bowl with his mother's. She hadn't touched hers yet, too busy hosting. The bowls were identical, same soup, same fill line. I placed mine exactly where hers had been. My hands were steady. Daniel looked up. He saw me with the spoon raised, saw me take a bite from what he believed was my bowl. He relaxed. He even smiled. "Good, right?" "Delicious," I said. His mother came back and sat down. "Let me finish my soup before the pie," she said. She reached for the bowl in front of her, my bowl, and took a spoonful. Daniel saw it a second too late. His face went white. "Mom, wait," she swallowed. "Don't what, honey?" He forced a smile. "Don't fill up too much, save room for dessert." She laughed. "Oh, Daniel," I watched him. His leg bounced under the table. He kept glancing at her, then at me. His father was talking about something. Dana was wiping a child's face, and nobody noticed Daniel's panic except me. I checked my watch. 6:42. 4 minutes later, his mother pressed her hand to her chest. "I feel a little strange." Daniel stood up immediately. "Maybe you should lie down." "I'm fine, honey, She gripped the edge of the table. Her face went pale. When she tried to stand, her legs buckled. Daniel caught her. "Call 911, he said, and his voice cracked, but I was watching his eyes, and what I saw there wasn't grief. It was fear of a different kind. The ambulance came in 12 minutes. They loaded her onto a stretcher, started an IV, asked what she'd eaten. Daniel rode with her. His father followed in the car. Dana stayed behind with the kids, crying, shaking. "She was fine an hour ago. I don't understand." I put my arm around her. "She'll be okay." But I was already thinking about the bowls on the table. "Why don't you take the kids upstairs?" I said. "Get them settled. Your mom would want that." She nodded and went. The moment I was alone, I moved. I found plastic bags under the sink, gloves in the cleaning cabinet. I poured the remaining soup from both bowls into sealed containers. I bagged the bowls, the spoons, then I called my brother Eli. We hadn't spoken in almost 2 years. "Kara, I need you now." Don't ask yet. He worked in a medical laboratory. He could run the tests. Where are you? I gave him the address. 30 minutes later, I met him outside and handed him the containers. Test everything, I said. Toxicology, chemistry, everything you can find. He looked at the bags, then at me. Kara, what did you do? Just test them, please. I'll explain everything later. This will take time. Make it 24 hours. He left. I cleaned the kitchen, made everything look normal, and waited. Daniel came home at 3 a.m. He looked exhausted. Scared or performing scared, I couldn't tell anymore. They're keeping her overnight, he said. They think it might be her heart. He sat next to me, put his head in his hands. I watched him carefully. After a moment he said, I need to tell you something. My chest went still. I've been under a lot of pressure, he said. Financial pressure. I made some bad investments. We're in serious debt, Kara. How much? 200,000. I kept my face calm. Why didn't you tell me? Because I was ashamed. I thought I could fix it. He reached for my hand. But seeing my mom tonight, it made me realize life is too short. We'll figure this out together. I almost believed him. Almost. Because I knew what he wasn't saying. $200,000 in debt. And 6 months ago, he'd convinced me to sign a life insurance policy for $500,000. He'd called it smart planning. I'd signed without thinking. I understood now. We'll figure it out, I said. Together. He hugged me. I stared at the wall over his shoulder. 24 hours. The next morning, he left for the hospital early. The moment he was gone, I went through everything. His files, his computer, his desk. I found the insurance policy. I read it carefully. Accidental death clause, double payout, $1 million. I found bank statements, gambling records, written threats from people he owed money to. My phone rang. Eli, I have preliminary results. And, Kara, a pause, there's digitalis in that soup. A significant concentration. What's digitalis? Heart medication, therapeutic in small doses. In the amount that was in this soup, it causes cardiac arrest. Can you prove it was intentional? The concentration is far too high to be accidental. Someone put this in deliberately. I closed my eyes. Send me the full report. You need to go to the police, Kara. I will, soon. I hung up and thought. Then Daniel texted me. His mother was being released that afternoon. Could I pick up her prescriptions? I stared at the message. Sure, I said. Send me the list. He sent a photo, 3 prescriptions. One of them was digitalis for her heart condition. That was where he'd gotten it. He'd been stealing his own mother's medication, crushing the pills, putting them in my food. Not just last night. For months, the headaches I'd had, the dizziness, the fatigue I'd blamed on work stress, it wasn't stress. I picked up the prescriptions and brought them to the house. His mother was resting on the couch. She looked weak, but she was home. Thank you, sweetheart, she said. Daniel appeared from the kitchen. He took the bag, smiled at me. Our eyes met for a moment. I'll put these away, he said. He went upstairs. I counted to 30. Then I followed. I heard him in the bathroom, opening bottles, moving things, then a different sound. The grinding of a mortar and pestle. I pulled out my phone and hit record, then I pushed the door open. He spun around. On the counter, a mortar and pestle, white powder. His mother's pills scattered around it. We stared at each other. What are you doing? I asked. His face went smooth, blank, organizing her medications. Some are hard for her to swallow, I crush them for her. That's not what you're doing. Something shifted in his expression, something I'd never seen before. I know what you did, he said quietly. You switched the bowls. You put digitalis in my soup. Your mother ate it instead. I had the soup tested, Daniel. Lethal concentration. I'm recording this right now. I held up my phone. He looked at it, then back at me. You can't prove anything. I have the soup, the lab report, this recording. And I copied your files, the insurance policy, the bank statements, the loan threats. Pattern isn't proof. He took a step toward me. And that soup, you removed it from a scene, tampered with it. Any lawyer would tear that apart. He was right, and he knew it. I guess I need to handle this before it goes any further, he said. He moved fast. He grabbed my wrist, twisted, and my phone hit the floor. He shoved me back against the wall. His hands went to my throat. I couldn't breathe, black spots, then a voice from the doorway. Ryan. What are you doing? His mother. His hands fell away instantly. I gasped. She stood in the doorway, looking at the pills on the counter, the powder, my phone on the floor. I heard everything, she said. Her voice was barely a sound. You tried to kill her. Mom, please listen. You poisoned me instead. Her face crumbled. Behind her, his father appeared. What have you done? Daniel looked at all three of us. Then he ran past them, down the stairs, out the front door. His father called the police. I picked up my phone from the floor. Still recording, I had everything. They found Daniel 3 hours later trying to cross the state line. The trial lasted 5 months. His attorney called me paranoid, said I'd framed him. But the evidence was overwhelming. The digitalis in the soup matched his mother's prescription exactly. His fingerprints were on the mortar and pestle, the audio recording. And when they pulled my medical records from the past 6 months, they found traces of digitalis in my system too, a slow buildup. He'd been working toward this for a long time. The jury deliberated for 2 hours, guilty on all counts. 25 years to life. When they took him away, he looked at me once. No remorse, just anger that it hadn't worked. His mother found me after the sentencing. I'm sorry, she said. I should have seen something. You couldn't have known. She held on to me for a long moment. Thank you for saving my life. You saved mine, I said. If you hadn't walked in when you did, I didn't finish. I didn't need to. That was a year ago. I live somewhere new now. Different city, different job, different life. I don't trust easily. I probably never will again. But I'm here. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that Sunday dinner. About the moment I saw his hand over my bowl. About the choice I made to stay quiet, to be patient, to be smarter. Some people say I should have called the police right then. Maybe they're right. But I needed proof, and I got it. That's what kept me alive, not luck, not chance, just one decision.